Hey everyone. Really wish I could have been there out in person today, but I'm really thankful for the opportunity to present remotely. My name is Jeff Zimrick. I'm out here in around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I am the chair of the Apache Open NLP project, and that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today is how we got some ONNX support into Open NLP, and then the downstream cool stuff that happened as a result. Feel free. My website there has got my contact information. I think I do on the last side, but please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or if there's anything that you would like to talk about more. I'm always open to talk about this stuff. So Apache Open NLP, in case you're not familiar, it is an open source machine learning framework for your very common NLP tasks like named entity recognition, document classification or sentiment analysis, tokenization. And it's what I like to call a classical library with its classical approaches. It's been around 2008, 2009, somewhere around through there. So it doesn't have all of the new cool fancy deep learning type stuff in it, but that's not bad. That's not necessarily a bad thing. OpenNLP gives you fast performance and no GPU is required. So for model training and inference, you can do a lot without a GPU. And I have done several different case studies, and the accuracy for named entity recognition can be on par with some of the newer deep learning models. So it's definitely still a viable library for Java ecosystem. It's got a healthy community around it, both for users and developers. And that last bullet, this has been a lengthy process. Just getting the ONNX runtime support in OpenNLP and in the downstream projects. I'm sure you know, contributing to open source can have a lot of steps with it sometimes and can be quite a process. So this has been, but it's been very good and a very rewarding process. So my motivation for this is we have OpenNLP in Java on the left there, and it got its classical one-layer perceptron models. And I like to think of it as an old, reliable truck. It's going to get you where you need to go. It's going to do a good job at it. You might not have air conditioning, and you probably got to crank the windows, but it is reliable, and you know exactly what you're going to get. And then on the other side, we got the cool stuff. We got the new transformers models with the deep learning networks, and I like to think of it as a rocket ship. So we got two different types of things here: an old trusty truck and a rocket ship. And the challenge for me and the OpenNLP team is how do we bridge these two things together? There are a lot of enterprise users in Java using OpenNLP, but they also want to take advantage of the new NLP type frameworks. What can we do? And so we don't want to give them, the guidance or the suggestion standing up a new service or throwing out all your Java and converting it to Python. So we want a better way to bridge this gap, and that's the motivation here. So taking a look at how we went about this, the interfaces for the NLP tasks in OpenNLP are pretty simple. Each NLP function has its own interface. So for the document categorizer here, you have a categorize function you give text to, and it gives you back an array of doubles that correspond to the probabilities for each category. So what we did is we added a new interface implementation for the ONNX runtime. So this one called Document Categorizer DL for deep learning extends an abstract class and implements the same interface. So the idea being that if we can provide access to the ONNX runtime and these models, that the users of OpenNLP in Java won't have to make much change to their code to use the models. Simply change which class they're using, and then everything else will function as they're used to, thanks to it being an interface. So with that, we can just do a few lines of code in OpenNLP now. We can give it the model file, vocabulary file. I left out a few probably important lines of code there for brevity, but we can take our document categorizer with those things, and we can now utilize ONNX models from OpenNLP through the ONNX runtime. And like I just said, the return value result there is the same that OpenNLP users already expect. So any of their code on downstream, they don't have to change. It will behave exactly as they're used to. So my goal was to get this into OpenNLP to help the OpenNLP users out there, the Java, be able to take advantage of new models. But it also had some downstream impacts, and I hope my slides didn't get mangled as bad as the ones I see. But OpenNLP is used by Apache Lucene, which is used by Apache Solr. So Apache Lucene is the open source search engine library that's used by Solr and Elasticsearch and OpenSearch and so forth. And Solr builds on top of Lucene. So we had the effect or the result that by getting this functionality into OpenNLP, that by getting the pull request to update NLP in Lucene and then getting a pull request in Solr to be able to use the functionality from Lucene, we can now use ONNX models in our searches in Apache Solr. And this is not something that was my goal to start, but it was a really cool realization while working on this that we can have an impact outside of OpenNLP and in these downstream products. So to give you an example of using ONNX models now in Apache Solr, this config just says that we are going to use an ONNX model via OpenNLP to do text classification when we're indexing a document. So we're taking a document that has a field called overview, and we are going to classify it, and we're going to write the classification into the ONNX underscore classification field that we index into Apache Solr. This one does document classification. You can also do named entity recognition. So when you're indexing documents for search into Solr, if you want to pull out named entities and index those separately for whatever search use case you have, you can do that as well. So after you run it, you'll see for each document, you'll have a new field, ONNX underscore classification. And I ran this using movie sentiment. So the classification is either good, bad, very good, something, one of those. So you can see in this example, the ONNX classification after applying the model is very bad. So that's what the review is for this movie. So like I said, you can do this also for named entity extraction. And so forth. So being able to bring that into Apache Solr has some pretty cool side effects that opened up some new possibilities in search. And the way we did it is it doesn't impact model training. So you keep using your favorite Python tools with OpenNLP. You can train models in OpenNLP, but not ONNX models or not the real deep learning models, the old school classical OpenNLP models. So for this, we don't interrupt how you train your models. You can keep using the same methods that you're used to, what you like. Just the result is those models that you trained are now available to OpenNLP and all projects that depend on OpenNLP or anything in the Java ecosystem for that matter. So the roadmap, there's always work to be done in open source, and I'm always wanting to talk about it and evangelize it to get people who are interested or to find folks who like doing things. We're looking to implement more of the OpenNLP interfaces so that more of the NLP functionality can be available to ONNX models. So we have document classification and named entity recognition. I like to get some of those other NLP tasks implemented as well. Improving performance and user friendliness, of course. Some of the methods in there in the code could be improved, no doubt. So I just want to make it a little more user-friendly for folks, easier to get started. And of course, always documentation and examples. So if you have any interest or if you'd like to get involved, these are some of the areas where Apache Open NLP can use help. For more information, check out Apache Open NLP on GitHub or Apache Solr. Or either of those projects' mailing lists can help you out if you're interested. And you can always just reach out to me. Feel free to send me an email. My original thought was to do a demo for this, but I thought that might be a little bit much to be remote. So if you'd like to see this in action or see it working, please reach out. I'll be glad to spend some time with you and walk through it and give you a show. So again, I really thank you for the opportunity to be here and present. I've enjoyed the sessions from today, and hope everyone has a good rest of the day.